It's springtime, but the temperatures are still low in the south of Portugal. Hidden in the mist, some animals are already preparing themselves for a very important part of their lives. With the new season comes abundance. For the strongest, the winter challenges are over. Here in the Alentejo, side by side with the Great Plains, we can find one of the most iconic habitats of Portugal, the cork oak forest. These trees are the ultimate survivors of a dry, harsh environment, and the reason why all of this life thrives here. This man-made habitat is a perfect example of how man and nature can live in harmony. Home to thousands of amazing species, these forests are very different from the ones in the north of the country. The deciduous forests grow nested in most of these mountain valleys. Here, the changing effects of the seasons are noticeable, and the animals that depend on woodlands know it very well. At the top of the mountains, life is very different. In this rocky world, only the fittest will survive. And although surviving is very difficult, we find an amazing abundance of life. These habitats go hand in hand, and the frontiers between them are bleak. From the south to the north, we will embark on an incredible journey and get to know all of these wonderful creatures and the secrets of their lives. Wild Portugal. From the plains to the mountains. The Great Plains of the south of Portugal are home to a great biodiversity, and spring is the best time to witness it. For a Great Bustard male, food is not the only priority now. Love is in the air. But he is not the only one feeling it. Male bustards have come in numbers for a very special event. Smaller females have to watch out. They have to choose carefully. Pretenders are everywhere. But how can she decide? With a special nuptial parade, males will try to impress her. But this male hasn't got it quite right. She is not impressed. And carries on feeding. Persistence can sometimes pay off, and if he continues to work, maybe he'll get lucky. Few days later, the male now has something to show. He has seriously improved his moves. Assuming an awkward stance, he inflates himself and starts his parade. With this pose, he hopes to call the female's attention to him. But by now, the female's special attention is not his only concern. He attracted unwanted attention from another prowling male that is protecting his pair. Now, the cards must be put on the table. And if intimidation is not enough, they must fight. Being the heaviest bird in Europe, this fight can be exhaustive. This can go on and on for several minutes, until one bird gives up. The female has now everything she needs to decide. This incredible landscape, pinched with cork oak trees, among others, was carved by man over the last centuries. The cork oak forest, known as montado, constitutes a rich ecosystem which is unique in the world. It makes a wide range of economic activities viable. This creates a surprising mosaic. And although this is a man-made ecosystem, wildlife is always present. Over time, special breeds of domestic animals were bred, perfectly adapted to this habitat. Portugal has the largest cork oak forest area in the world. The cork oak is the national tree and has been protected by law since the 13th century. Perfectly adapted to the warm climate, Cork oak trees are able to stand the high summer temperatures, and they can grow even in the most arid soil. They are a great example of balanced conservation and economic development. Among the cork oak forest animals, there are some that are in danger of becoming extinct, such as the Iberian lynx, once the world's most threatened feline species. The cork itself is the link that connects all of these beings. And the woodpecker knows it. He is a specialist, going up and down through the trees, searching for food or shelter. But he is not the only one. The nuthatch has a similar strategy. They pierce the bark of the trees in search of small insect larvae. His specialized beak is an important tool for the job. For different tasks, different tools, and humans take advantage of these trees in yet another way. We are now in a very special time of the year for the montados and the people that depend on it. The last time someone harvested these trees was 9 years ago. The extraction of this precious good can only be made by skilled labor. And the know-how of each one of these men is very important. They have learned not to harm the tree. They can only strip the dead layer of the bark, so the axe plays a key role helping these men in the task. With very few mechanical processes involved, this activity is vital for the local economies. With all this need of expertise, cork stripping is currently the highest paid agricultural job in the world. Cork is a very valuable resource and one of nature's most versatile materials. After the extraction, each tree must be marked with a white number. The number allows the owner of the montado to know exactly when the trees were harvested and when they can be harvested again. But today, there is still a lot of work to do. The cork oak is the only tree whose bark regenerates, acquiring a smoother texture following each harvest. Over the course of its lifetime, which on average lasts 200 years, it may be stripped around 17 times. Now, the montado can rest for the next 9 years. With so much space, big herbivores can roam freely. The fallow deer is one of the 3 species of deer that can be found in Portugal. Their presence does not go unnoticed. The manure that they leave behind, together with other herbivore species, is vital for the life of a very special insect. the dung beetle. After finding a good piece of dung, he must deliver it to a female. She will lay her eggs inside the dung. But this task presents a challenge. He has been busy shaping the dung into a ball to make it easier to carry. He needs to make a huge effort to drag the dung ball through the fields. The tallest patches of grass are a difficult obstacle to overcome. But he must not be too distracted with his task. Danger is lurking. An ocellated lizard is nearby. Without knowing, the dung beetle is pushing his luck. His rustle captures the killer's attention. In a split second, all is lost for the beetle. For the female beetle, the wait is over. She must find a new partner somewhere else. As the sun sets, life will slow down for most of the diurnal animals. But for other creatures, the night shift has just started, and it will present lots of opportunities. The beauty of the night sky is the background for countless dramatic stories. By the moonlight, a shadow moves through the darkness. A genet is on the prowl. This cat-like small carnivore has to patrol its entire territory. Other residents, like small rodents, have to be aware. The genet's stealth is a powerful weapon. For the mouse, personal hygiene is not the best idea, at least for now. His defense mechanisms are also very powerful. He has sensed danger in the air. The genet moves carefully. The mouse tries to hide. All senses are tingling. The survival instinct of the mouse tells him to be quiet as danger increases. The genet lost his track. Certainly this night hunter will find another opportunity. The sunrise in the northern mountains of Portugal reveals a different landscape. Due to differences of climate and geography, here the forest assumes a completely different shape. Under the dense forest canopy, various life forms are interconnected. One of the most conspicuous inhabitants is undoubtedly the red squirrel. It moves through the forest with amazing ease, jumping gracefully from tree to tree. This one found something. He's feeding on the new green sprouts that came with spring. But with this season comes also another important task. The squirrel must find a good burrow, ideally high on a tree, to raise its offspring. After that, she must collect furniture. For that, the squirrel gathers moss, a good and reliable material that will help decorate the new home. A blue tit scavenging nearby has caught her attention. After assessing the danger, the squirrel carries on. After a brief period of labor, both species go home with the best stash the forest can offer. Springtime is also a time of war for some species. If they want to be successful in mating, they will have to fight. The stag beetle is one of such warriors. First, he must find something worth fighting for. And he must hurry, for he will live only 3 weeks in this stage of development. The forest is a giant world for him. His reproductive instinct compels him to continue the search. Finally, he finds what he was looking for. A female. But she has already been taken. And worse, his adversary is much bigger than him. He engages a shy recon move to assess his opponent's strengths and weaknesses. The bigger male is armed with threatening mandibles that will be useful for a scrum. The pretender has to be careful. The bigger male drops his first warning. He has a lot to lose. The female is already digging the hole where she will lay her fertilized eggs. For that, she needs to chew up the tree bark, a task that takes some time. If he holds his position, the bigger male will be successful. Second round. The smaller male goes all in, but is too afraid of contact. He knows his odds of success are slim. This goes on and on for a few hours. When they finally engage, the power of the bigger male is obvious. The smaller male is thrown out of the tree. Bad luck for the wandering male. Spring in the mountains is a wonderful time for insects and plants. The symbiosis between them is one of the most extraordinary in nature. It's an interdependent relation. The plant offers food to the insect, which in turn helps the plant to reproduce itself. With plenty of food, insects bloom and gather in numbers, which will also benefit other species, like birds that feed on insects. It's the food chain working. Bees, for example, are considered the best pollinator insects. Pollination seems to be a good deal for everyone involved. But in these mountains, there are plants that are not interested in this trade. They also attract insects, but with a different purpose. Their appearance seems very attractive and even offers the promise of food in the form of sweet nectar. The sundew. The leaves are covered with tentacles, tipped with droplets that resemble morning dew. Insects can't resist its call. Like a sticky trap, there is no chance of escape for this insect. Struggling only makes it worse. Without the nutrients of these precious insects, the sundew wouldn't survive in these poor soils. Once the insect is dead, the plant starts to digest it. As the summer ends, the sundew will cease its hunting activities. In the valleys, the forest is about to start an epic annual transformation. Autumn has arrived, and days are becoming shorter. New colors emerge in the forest canopy. The trees shed their leaves in preparation for the lower temperatures that are coming. Soon, the leaves that fed and sheltered the animals of the forest will be on the ground, playing another role in the cycle of life. Animals must prepare for the challenges of the new season. The clouds have already started to gather at the peaks of the mountains. Soon, the forest below will be shrouded in mist. All of this humidity will wake up the forest's dormant inhabitants that spent the last months hidden in the undergrowth. The opportunities now are for the creatures that thrive on the remains of the season. But perhaps the most fascinating and important for the maintenance of the forest are the fungi. They were waiting for the perfect time to reproduce. After opening, they are now able to spread their spores that will travel through the forest and colonize other areas. Mushrooms are the visible part of the life forms that survive, feeding on decaying matter. A roe deer is enjoying the fruits that fell and searching for the last green sprouts. In the next months, food will be increasingly scarce. He needs to take advantage. In a meadow near the forest, a group of females is also feeding. Besides eating, the male needs to worry with something else. The smell of the rutting season is in the air. And this time of the year, males need to mark their territory. For that, he will scrub himself almost everywhere. But in these mountains, danger lurks. A female has sensed danger, and she gives the alarm call. A pack of wolves is trying to surround the small group of roe deer. The wolves must be careful not to scare their prey away. Any false move can undermine their efforts. As one of the wolves moves closer, the fawn spots it and flees to the cover of the trees. For the wolves, the search for food continues. Having a moderate climate, autumn in Portugal still has warm days that somewhat resemble summer. During the night, a kill was made by the pack, and now the youngsters are feeding on the leftovers. Meanwhile, the alpha male is resting beneath the trees while observing the rest of the pack, strengthening their social bonds. Iberian wolves live under a strict group hierarchy, so to maintain peace, everyone knows their role. It's an endangered species, mostly because of human persecution and habitat loss. But nowadays, slowly people are becoming more tolerant with this magnificent species. The group found a small pond and seized the occasion to refresh themselves. Wolves play an important role in keeping the ecosystem balanced and healthy. Their presence is vital to these mountains. Mountains are also home for a very different habitat. Caves. They can create micro-ecosystems due to their isolation. In the middle of autumn, a very special forest inhabitant will rely on this particular cave for the most important event of the year for this species. For the gold-striped salamander, there is a long way to go before reaching the cave. These are not natural caves. They were carved by man as gold mines. Today, humans have abandoned it, and nature took over. The male salamander must venture deeper into the cave on its quest. The last time he was here was when he was born. He now returns instinctively. Eyes are looking from above. Other salamanders have already arrived. They gather here every year for reproduction, and they come in numbers. This is the greatest known gathering of this species on the planet. Scattered through the caves, hundreds of salamanders try to find a match. Others have already laid their eggs. Left on the ground and walls of the mine, they have the perfect conditions to develop. When we speed up these images, we can witness the true beauty of life. This is what has drawn him here. It looks like he has impressed someone. A female is near, but he must make the first move. After a shy start, it seems they have connected. Now they will give their contribution to the continuity of their species. Autumn's warm days are almost over. Reptiles take advantage of the last sun rays. In the peaks of the Genet National Park, there is an undisputed king. The Iberian Ibex. Skilled mountaineers, they were born for this environment. Like some of the other mountain residents, they are already in the rut season. In this time of the year, the ibex are more sociable and gather in big groups. Females are sending signals to the males in the form of pheromones. As the season progresses, days become shorter, temperatures drop, and the first rains will soon arrive. At this altitude, this can mean snow. For the ibex, difficult times are ahead. Soon, the slopes will be covered in a white blanket. For the goats, the snowstorm was just a time break. Now more than ever, males will harass everything that moves, even the females that are still raising their calves. They have to stay close and protect the youngsters. Most of the females try to ignore the bulls, but it's not easy with so many around. Males taste the air to see if any of the available females are ready to mate. They want to ensure their breeding rights and make a stand. This continuous harassment forces the groups of females and calves to move constantly. The continuous chase drives the group into a small creek. At the edge of the creek, they assess which is the best crossing point. The group will have to cross the stream of water to escape the insistent males. This could present a dangerous challenge for the young. After the first one shows the way, the rest of the group follows. They make it seem easy. But the bull keep on insisting. A small creek like this is by no means an obstacle. They cross the stream following the females and keep on climbing to the top of the hill. At the top of the hill, another bull is observing. Tolerance is no longer present. Tension rises, and two of the bulls begin to fight. The key weapons are their meter-long curved horns. After assessing each other's strength, getting the upper ground is the main strategy. Ibex fights are brutal shows. Male Ibex skulls are specially reinforced. They can take a hit. In the peak of the rut season, the clash of the ibex horns can be heard at great distances. Losers have to step back. A golden eagle is perched further down the mountain. This is the perfect vantage point to initiate an airstrike. As the eagle takes off, it scares a group of ibex nearby. This bird of prey can easily take the life of a small goat. But this time, a small mammal was the unlucky prey. The domains of this majestic bird range from the highest peaks to the deepest valleys. Their territories can reach 60 square miles, so the eagle has a lot to patrol. Now, snowfall after snowfall, the mountains will be imprisoned by winter. Soon, the temperatures will rise and the snow will start to melt. As the water trapped in the top of the mountains is released, we will start a